of seconds.
I think because of the COVID, Doc, I think we spend a lot of time in our study, right? For the last 2 years, everything is all online, meetings are all
webinar, less of travel, no?
Yeah, exactly. And then in a sense, we got used to it. If you ask me, I prefer, this kind of meetings.
So I think maybe start now, since our queen is also here. And
yes,
before, I don't want those technical glitches to take us. So a big hello to everyone. Greetings. Greetings of love, greetings of peace, greetings of happiness, greetings of joy, greetings of good health to everyone. And yes, it's lovely to have our professor from Malaysia, our dearest queen from UK, our Dr. T.P. Sasikumar, all the way from Kerala, and our lovely, charming young lady from Bangalore, right, Amrita? So from Bangalore, India. So I am from Delhi, India. A big hello, a warm hello to everyone. And this is Chilparco International's Book Wizards Club session. So here we're going to be talking about our favorite book. We're going to be inspiring and empowering one another. Why? Because when we read a book, obviously there is something that, inspires us. There's something that empowers us, which we would like to share with others. Why? Because they then also get inspired to read what we have read. And basically, we as a team, as a family, we believe in spreading smiles, enhancing one's self-worth. And how we do it through various activities. So it's not just talking about them, but it's actually enhancing it. So be it for women, be it for youth, we have events for youth, we have events for women, parenting, new age parenting. We basically, honestly speaking, we started as a new age parenting forum. However, we got, then we sort of diversified and went into so many other things. So we started having talent rendezvous. We started having express to de-stress sessions, mental wellness sessions, Club Rejuvenata. We started having Lounge the Rhythm, which is poetry, music, theater, dance. Everybody shares their expertise over there, their creative expertise, cultural connects, the Wireless Connect, which is our international conference. And honestly speaking, we've had almost 10 Wireless Connect. We've had about 10 Lounge the Rhythm, 10 Club Rejuvenata. We've had a couple of sessions of Express to De-Stress. We've had, and what we have really had in a big way is our talk shows. So our talk shows, the Wit and the Grit show with Alka, this in the first season had 160 episodes. So we talked to 160 different people from all parts of the globe, belonging to different fields. So be it media, be it education, be it corporate, be it youngsters. So anyone in cops, soldiers, we sort of chatted with each and every one of them. So there was a let's chat over lemonade with the young kids, the kid wonders that we have, and it was a learning experience. And of course, we're doing let's chat over coffee, where we talk to a person and they share their passion with us, their passion, and how with their passion they have sort of, gotten into, they've created a sustainable and a life for themselves where they're really enjoying themselves. So basically, we do things that are can be reflected in our day-to-day activities. Sustainable lifestyles is what we focus on. So today, this one again is another of our activities where we will be talking about books. And books, when we also talk a lot about communication, right? So we have a success camp where we talk about communication. And I think communication is very powerful. Why? Because that's how we can actually reach to one another, express ourselves. Without communication, man is a social animal. I think Aristotle said that long back. And I think we all need this. And thanks to the virtual platform, 2 years we've been connected over here on the screen and making friends with all our brothers and sisters, our mentors, our coaches, our leaders from all over the globe. So basically today we will be sharing our favorite books. So we have with us our Chilparco International's inspirational leader, the president, the founder and the director of Yes You Can International UK, England. We have with us our dearest Professor Dr. Her Excellency, Professor Dr. Ambassador Queen Elizabeth Lucas. Dearest Queen, we would like to hear from you. What is the book that inspires you and why? And maybe if you would like to read a line or two. Oh, she got logged out again.
Oh,
I'm sure that if she were here, she would have said, yes, you can, because that's the book. Oh, there she is.
She's in. She's in again.
Yes, yes. Dearest Queen, are you there? Can we begin with you?
She's muted. Ah, okay. Oh no, that's Anita. That's Amrita.
Hello, dearest Queen. I think she's having some problems with her. Maybe she can join us. I think she said something to us. Yes, you can, to everyone.
Oh, sorry. She said, sorry, give me
Sorry,
5
give me.
minutes.
Okay, all right. In that case, it's over to you, to our professor from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He is a professor in the AMU University. It is Asian Metropolitan University.
Asia Metropolitan University. AMU.
University, I got it right. So a big welcome to you, Professor. Professor Khairuddin Sudar Min. Did I get it right?
Yes, perfect.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So dearest Professor, first of all, tell us about why do you think books, what do books mean to you? Which is your favorite read? Why? And why do you want us to read it?
Okay. Well, as you can see, thank you again, Dr. Alka, for inviting me. Dr. TPS, yeah, I was with him last night at the Sustainability Development Goals long, webinar. My God, I waited for about 3 hours before it was my turn to say something, but I waited. But I enjoyed each and every one of them. Anyway, so tonight again, I think there were 1 or 2 other occasions that I missed. I was supposed to grace Dr. Alka's event, but I told her, okay, I will keep aside the time tonight to be with all of you. And well, books. In fact, here in Malaysia, we have a book club, which we call Classic Challenges. And I have also had a session with them. I think some of them probably are watching or following us tonight. And the last session I had with them was my journey to Xinjiang, the autonomous region, Northwest China, where I met the Uyghurs. I was there, and then I was shared with them my journey, and being with the Kazakhs and stuff like that. Okay, but tonight, especially for Dr. Alka and the rest of our Wizards Club book club tonight, I will share my favorite book, which just hang on, let me share the screen with you. Okay. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay. This again, with so many webinars, I will start the session with this. There are some people who begin the zoo at the beginning. I like this. Call the way in and walk as quickly as they can, pass every cage until they come to the one called way out. But the nicest people go straight to the animal they love most and stay there. So I dedicate this. Don't worry, I have 200 slides. No, I'm kidding. I only have 2 more slides. Okay, to those people who are interested in open fields rather than closed cages. So I guess when we read a lot, when we have been, being with a lot of people, it helps changes the way we look at life, and it helps just change the way we view things, which exactly what happened to me. I was recommended this book. Okay? This is the book that I want to share with all of you. I was recommended this book by a lawyer friend of mine, Raphael Tay's name. It changed his life. So when he gave me to read the book, it changed my life. And hence, since I have been giving a lot of these books to a lot of people. Every time I go to, you were mentioning Dr. Alka, Majan, the KLCC Tower, I will go to this Japanese bookshop. It's called this Japanese bookshop called Kunikuniya. So the first thing I asked, do you have this book? And the last time I went there, they had 2 copies. I bought all of them. The previous time, it had 5 copies. I bought all of them. So I give this book to all my students, to all my BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, to my MBAs, and also to my DBAs. What I do is I'll have a quiz in the class, and the guy who answered the quiz correctly, the present, the reward is this book. Why I read this book? Because you see, if you can see from the topic, it transforms your professional and personal life. It's written by
Rosamund
Stone Zender and Benjamin Zender, husband and wife team. Professor Zender is a psychiatry or a psychology professor at Harvard. Okay, and her husband, Benjamin Zender, is the conductor of the Royal New York Philharmonic Orchestra. So they have combined their experiences into a beautiful book that guides us. It's interesting. But there's one particular section of the book that really, attracted me is there's one section where they quoted or they used this, story from this movie. I don't know whether you have seen this movie. In the 90s, when I was traveling a lot those days around the globe, whenever we have a long haul from Kuala Lumpur to London, and they will show the movies. There was one movie that they show a lot at that time. It's called Babe. I don't know whether you have heard that movie. It's like Animal Farm. Okay, it's a story about the animals. And then Professor Zender and Benjamin in this book took a section of the movie where they showed in the farm, the farmer, in his house, the farmer had this a glass window, and all the animals in his farm were all gathered around at the window watching this. It's a Thanksgiving Day, and what happened was the farmer slaughtered Roseanne, the female duck, and turn it into a French creme dish for the night. So she was actually on the table, and all the animals were gathering around, watching. Of course, and not forgetting, the one that cried the most is the boyfriend, Ferdinand, the male duck. He was crying profusely. Why must it be her? Why not me? And then the cow was standing beside him, and then patted him on the and said, "Oh, come on, Ferdinand, come of it." This is what the cow said. The cow said that if you want to enjoy life and then not be stressful, you have to learn to accept the way things are, the way things are, the way things are. So that's what the cow said. Okay. Listen carefully. That's what the cow said. I repeat. This is what the cow said. The cow said, if you want to enjoy life, okay, and then not be stressful, you have to accept the way things are, the way things are, the way things are. And then Ferdinand, the duck, responded. And you know what he said? He said, the way things are sucks. The way things are stinks. So that's what the duck said. So you have 2 statements. One from the cow and then one from the duck. Okay, now, from the book, Professor Zender and Benjamin Zender, translated these 2 statements made by the cow and by the duck into this. Philosophically, those statements made by the cow and by the duck is this. What the cow said philosophically, is called hopeless resignation. If you want to enjoy a nice, less stressful life, you have to accept things the way they are, the way they are, the way they are. So that's what the cow said. Now, what the cow said, the duck said is, the way things are stinks, the way things are sucks. So philosophically, academically, we call it spluttering resistance. So, okay, if you look at life, according to Professor Zander, there are just two kinds of people in this world. So you look at yourself. Either you are a cow or you are a duck. So if you are a leader in an organization, if you want to manage your people, so it's very easy. Go back to this and then see the way they behave. Very simple, isn't it? If you go to an organization, you go to the reception, and then you ask her, "Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, sir, I'm here to visit so and so. Can you please help me?" And you see how she responds. At the counter office, she will not look at your face, and then says, "No, I don't know. I never heard of the name. The remark is very much a hopeless resignation. Okay. But again, if you look at some of your employees in the organization, especially the ones with master's degree, highly qualified, and you suddenly promoted someone, okay, so she gets annoyed. She will come barging into your room and say, "Boss, what the hell is going on? Why did you promote so and so? Look, she has an MBA. I have an MBA. How come I'm not promoted? Why are you sidelining me?" That is the behavior of the duck, right, Dorota? And that is what we call spluttering resistance. I'm sure I see some smiling faces. I'm sure we have seen this kind of behavior in our working life, whether it's in the government or whether it's in the corporate. So that's why I like this book. That's why it has, transformed my friend Rafael T. It has transformed me. And I, without fail, if I have a chance, in fact, tomorrow or day after, if I'm in KLCC, if I'm going to the bookshop, I'm going to see if there are any more copies of it. I'm going to buy. And I still like to give it to people. So, yeah, hopefully that it will help change their life. So, Dr. Alka, that's basically why, okay, I'm done with it. That's why I'm back, okay? I chose that book to share tonight with all of you. Okay, my favorite book. I've been reading a lot. In fact, what I'm doing is I'm about to read another book. This is politics. It's called The Third Man. It is the guy who was a special advisor to Tony Blair in UK. But don't worry, that will be another session. Okay, I'm done with my sharing. Alka, I hope everyone, Dr. TPS, I hope that's okay. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I love this thing, what you shared, two kinds of people, the hopeless resignation, the spluttering resistance. I think we find many kinds of people, these kind of categories of people in this world. And there are people who just want to work, just work and they don't complain. They're so productive, whatever resources they have at hand, they just move along with it. They're not bothered. They're not bothered to be different. I mean, maybe they start small, and but they're not bothered. Why? Because they're very focused on whatever it is that they're doing. So I love this share, and I love the way you did it in a story. So that was the best part. So thank you so much. But we're all here because we're going to be asking questions to one another, but very soon. But before I continue, I would like to welcome my friend from Poland. Hello, Dorota. She's going to be taking us through the session now. She did send me a message that she'll be a little bit late. And so there she is. So Dorota, I think now you take over, my dear. We've just had one sharing by our professor from Malaysia. And I think he's done a wonderful job. Please do invite Professor Queen Elizabeth now, because I think she has a problem. And after her, please invite Amrita, because she also has a problem. And take Professor Dr. Sasi Kumar, because he is going to be with us from the very beginning. He's with us until the very end. He will be here. He promised that to me. So I'm taking that liberty, Dr. Sasi Kumar. Thank you so much. And even Professor, please stick around. We're going to be asking questions. So, right, Dorota, a big welcome to you. She is the Chilparco International Book Wizards Club international president. A big welcome.
I want the professor to remain here, because I have got the story with the 3 animals.
Wonderful.
Okay. Dr. Kumar, I will be around. I will listen to you.
I would like to say good evening, everyone. I was kind of late because I am also a teacher at government school. So sometimes our schedule of lessons has been changing, like today. So Alka, I am really happy to see you and nice to be part of this meeting, but I'm not sure. My son is making bubbles. I'm not sure if I am a host of this meeting because you already prepared everything. So I feel not a host.
It's a very informal, chatty thing, and I'm sure you'll be able to take it. But otherwise, we're all here for one another. I mean, we're all sharing basically. So it's okay. Okay, Dorota. So you
my students, I've got one student who is also still at school, so she'll be able to do later on.
Okay, wonderful.
On the show. So right now, I don't know who is present there. There are 7 people, so maybe the next person is Queen Elizabeth, which we know. We know this lady. So now you will start, and welcome to the show. And what shall I do there?
There is a message in the chat box.
Oh, there is? I didn't see that.
I think she's having some issues.
In 5 minutes, she texted on the chat.
All right. So then in that case, please ask Amrita to speak because she's also facing problems, some tech glitches.
Armita Yogami, yes, this place, right?
Tell us about yourself also a little bit. Yes.
Okay. Armita, okay.
Good evening to all, to the book club. Thank you, Miss Alka, for having me here. I mean, it's a great pleasure to be in a meeting with you after such a long time. And yeah, thank you to all the esteemed dignitaries, I believe. It feels almost like a privilege sitting here, amongst all of you and sharing my thoughts. I am Amrita Jogani. I am an educator in Bangalore, India. And I have been teaching economics to school students. When it comes to reading books, yes, that has been a kind of a passion from the very childhood, when it began with fairy tales, and my parents brought in those books for me. And then, of course, I grew up to understand what was the actual meaning behind those fairy tales. They were painted a very beautiful picture, but they meant something very, very different. So yeah, that has been another journey. Yes, there was a craze of Harry Potter, which I think engulfed the entire world. And I grew up also reading Ayn Rand, The Fountainhead, and Atlas Shrugged, which was also another turning point for me. But today I'm going to be sharing a book which I have read, and it is very latest read of mine. And that is something called as Ikigai. And I believe all of you might have heard of this, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. But I'll be putting out some beautiful, thoughts which actually struck me. And that is what I'm thinking of sharing with all of you. One of it is this, where they write a comparison between cave dwellers and the modern humans. Okay, so I'll just read out very few sentences from here. One, where cave dwellers were relaxed most of the time, whereas modern humans work most of the time and are alert to any and all of the threats. Like, for instance, I'm sorry, as I had been having power cut issues here, so I kept on logging in and logging out. And I became a little more conscious and nervous. Oh my God, this is a meeting, something is being live streamed, and here I am. What to do with technical glitches? And another important and a very interesting one was this, that the threats for cave dwellers were real. A predator could end their lives at any moment. Whereas for modern humans, the brain associates the ping of a cell phone or an email notification with the threat of a predator. And yes, I am succumbing to it as I hear just one notification in any of the WhatsApp groups or in any of the emails and hear, what is it? What am I going to do? And that is so, so true. And the very much interesting part over here was, when they write that for the cave dwellers, the threat was real. I mean, usage of that word, that particular word.
तूने क्या किया बेटे? तूने क्या किया?
The usage, the usage of that particular word is so endearing, I believe, that we just can't, help it. And yes, the book talks about a lot of features herein where how you can lead a very happy life. I'm not actually a person who will be, in a way that I want to have a very long life. I'm looking at the quality of life. And so this book has actually helped me to at least streamline my thoughts in that way, that you need to manifest your thoughts, that you are something which is good. You need to have a purpose. You cannot be, it reminds me of that old thought again, that a person without an aim in life is like a ship without a rudder. And in the same way, you should be having an ikigai in your life, a purpose in your life. So yeah, if you get the time, and I'm sure, I think most of you might have already read it. I think this has also added on to the book, which just now Professor Khairuddin has also shared, The Art of Possibility. So yeah, thank you, Professor. And I believe that we are going to be hearing much more. So this was my short share with all of you. Thank you for having me here.
That was lovely, very lovely, especially what you said towards the end. Purpose in life. I think if we don't have a purpose in life, it's like we're directionless. We'll always be confused. So if there is some purpose, at least we move towards it. We may do it in whatever way we want to. I mean, that's okay. We cannot be bound by certain rules and discipline and all that. But yes, if I know that this is my purpose, I'm going to do it in whichever way. And if I'm passionate about it, I'll definitely do it. I think this is something which all of us must read, because the Japanese do have a lot of things to say. Maybe not everything will make sense to everyone, but yes, there would be some takeaways, just as you mentioned here. Dorota, would you like to take over, please?
Sure. I would like to welcome now Queen Elizabeth, who is right now on camera. She's somewhere on the ways, but she appeared on screen for a moment. So now I'm giving the voice to you, Professor, the Dr. Queen Elizabeth. And please share with us your reading experience, the book you would like to recommend. Maybe it is yours.
Again, there's a problem.
Yes, she's on the way, but probably.
Then please call Miss Swati Jaisalmeria, because she. Oh,
oh yes.
I'm here.
Hello. Hello. Nice
Can
to
you
see
hear
you.
me? Greetings from United Kingdom. I'm so sorry I've not been able to stay because I was just off and on. I've been traveling from Essex to London. I just arrived here, so I just quickly need to say hello and thank you so much. Hello to my mentor, Dr. TBS, Professor, I wish I can pronounce this. I will try. Khairuddin, Dr. Amrita, everybody, Director, thank you so much, Professor Mayim. Thank you, and you're all welcome. I'm so sorry for the delay. I've been getting up with this. Okay, I just want to please allow me to quickly share a little bit about my wonderful book that has took me to all over the place. And that is yes, you can, because my message is yes, you can. And yes, you can is about answering a questions or trying to inspire many so that they can do what they want to do. And Yes You Can book is the beginning of my journey, my stories, my experiences, and the wisdom and the principles I applied to discover my identity and purpose, to regain my respect, my dignity, to regain knowledge by going back to college, eventually to university at the age of 50, and achieve BA in business and management with 35 experience of entrepreneurship experience, leadership experience, inspirational experience, mentorship experience. After raising and nursing my children and doing home studies of personal development and training of many skills connected to great people and read 500 biographies and autobiographies of inspirational and motivational books and great people like kings and leaders, presidents of Americas, about 5 of them, and many of head of state of United Kingdom and other countries, trying to learn from their wisdom and also attending conferences, seminars, and workshops, and then building a very big bookshelf in my house instead of wardrobe. And that is what brought me to where I am and on my way to where I'm going. However, the reason why I've written this book is to challenge and to inspire somebody somewhere, that place. I struggled to pass exam, but managed to reach sixth form, but still failed my final exams. But that is not the end. There was no support to retake the exam. There was no support. There was no one to trust me to succeed, even to pass, even to achieve. The opportunities for me to go back to school was blocked because no one trusted me to succeed. Then I became victim, neglected, abandoned again, homeless, helpless, hopeful, hopeless, speechless, and then walking head down, loss of confidence, low self-esteem, loss of identity, lost respect from everyone around me, and surrendered with negativity. But still in this book, I said, but that is the challenge I have to face on my own. That is the cross I have to carry and bear. That is the path to walk on. And I can only change it, deal with it, reject it, and replace it through growth mindset that's transformed me, my life, my relationship, and future. And I have to decide either to stay there or believe in everyone, either to believe their opinions, either to believe their actions towards me, and stay there in my own comfort zone, lamenting, complaining, crying. But I accept it and I made a decision to reposition myself, to challenge my circumstances, to press forward. I have to make that decision myself alone. From housemaid, rejected teenager, homeless, helpless, and hopeless, nursing mother, common person, average person, uneducated, insignificant, and vulnerable teenager, to vulnerable woman, and to become who I am today. And I am still pressing on. I am still growing, glowing, and continue the journey. I'm still learning and feeding my mind to become and fulfill my purpose on earth. And on my way of my journey to greatness, I'm stopping by to support, to celebrate, to serve in many ways, as I know I'm a leader and I'm inspiring, motivating, and encouraging many people. I believe I am going somewhere to fulfill my purpose. I am not afraid of uncertainty. I am not afraid of anyone except God, the universe. I am not afraid to step out. I am now taking drastic risks every day and still being criticized, judged, and condemned by people. I did not let that stop me, but use these critics to get myself better and develop and press on, because I know I am not perfect, but I am getting better. I am free to make mistakes and fail as I learn from my mistakes and failure and get me stronger. I can fall several times and still rise up. I am not afraid to take a giant leap. As I have my God on my side, I learn daily from pastors, from my mentors, my coach, and I'm glad that one of my mentors on this platform now, my mother, from my friends, from my family, and from my teachers. Even when I was hospitalized and I had stroke and other health issues and challenges, that also cannot stop me nor limit me. So these are the stories that I am using my book to inspire others, to let them know they can do it, they can achieve it, they can become, and nothing can stop them except they themselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for your very nice, involving presentation of the book. It is really great inspiration to many of us. And also your life experience, the way you are talking to this group of people there is always impressive. So thank you again for your presence there with us.
And here, Dorota, with your permission, I would like to
Thank
say to my dearest queen, thank you so much. Thank you is a very small word, but thank you, thank you, thank you for that nugget, that huge nugget of inspiration that no matter what the world says to you, if you have it within you, just go for it, because it has greatness in them. And if you have that greatness within you, just let it come out. Forget the world. They're going to criticize you anyway. They're going to nag, they're going to say so. Whether you do something good or you do something not so good, they will still talk. So forget the world. And anyway, they don't really matter. What matters is you yourself. That's why unique you, unstoppable you, unbeatable you, ubiquitous you. Yes, you. Yes, all of us can. Thank you so much, my dearest queen. Really appreciate the fact that you're traveling and yet you somehow made time for us. And, as a true leader, you made time for your family, and you stopped and you actually gave us that huge nugget of inspiration. And I think everyone seems to be inspired. Everyone was clapping and cheering you when you. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, yes, we
Thank
can.
you.
All right,
Yes,
my
you
dearest friend.
can.
Yes,
we can.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dorota, my dear, it's over to you. Can you please call Professor Mehreen? I think she also has a problem. And then you can call Miss Swati Jaisalmeria, and because our Dr. Sasi Kumar will give an overview, plus his share, he'll give an overview as well. So I've left that to him.
Namaskar.
Yes. So I would like to ask
Swati
right now.
Jaisalmeria.
Okay, if you can just
Yes.
call Swati ji because I think she's speaking.
Yeah.
मैं हिंदी में बोलना चाहूंगी।
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, आप बेशक हिंदी में बोलिए, मैं ट्रांसलेट कर दूंगी, डोंट वरी।
जीवन में हम कुछ लोगों से बहुत प्रभावित होते हैं और जब हम उनका जीवन पढ़ते हैं तो हमारे लिए वो इंस्पायर बन जाते हैं। मैं बहुत प्रभावित हूँ एक्स प्राइम मिनिस्टर अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी से। जब मैंने उनका जीवन पढ़ा, मैं इतना सरल हृदय व्यक्ति मेरी लाइफ में मैंने नहीं देखा। जब मैंने उनके बारे में पढ़ा कि वो बचपन से मेधावी छात्र थे और उन्हें किसी एक लड़की से प्रेम हो गया, राजकुमारी कौल से, बट किन्हीं कारणवश उस लड़की से उनका विवाह बंधन नहीं हो सका, तो उन्होंने पूरे जीवन अविवाहित रहने का निर्णय लिया। प्रेम इसी को ही तो कहते हैं, प्रेम कभी भागता नहीं है, प्रेम स्थिर हो जाता है जब भीतर से अंतरंगता से प्रेम होता है। और जब उनका राजनीति सफर देखा तब मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ कि कितनी बार वो हारे, कितनी चुनावों में वो हारे, लेकिन उन्होंने असफलता को हमेशा अपना अंगीकार स्वीकार नहीं किया और वो कदम दर कदम आगे बढ़ते रहे और देश के 3 बार प्रधानमंत्री बने। ये हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा इंस्पायरेशन है कि हम जीवन में उनसे कुछ सीखें। उनके साहित्य सफर की बात करें तो उन्होंने ऐसी ऐसी रचनाएं लिखी कि पत्थर में भी जान फूंक देती है। एक रचना में उनके कुछ शब्द सुनाना चाहूंगी कि बाधाएं आती है आए, बाधाएं आती है आए, घिरे प्रलय की घोर घटाएं, पांवों के नीचे अंगारे, सिर पर बरसे यही ज्वालाएं, निज हाथों में हंसते हंसते आग लगाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। उन्होंने एक उनकी बहुत सुंदर सी रचना है कि मनुष्य की पहचान उसके धन से नहीं उसके मन से होती है, मन की अमीरी पर कुबेर की संपदा भी रोती है। आपको मन से अमीर होना होगा, मन से आत्मविश्वासी होना होगा। जीवन की कोई बाधाएं आपको हरा ही नहीं सकती जब तक आप मन से स्वयं से नहीं हारते। वही व्यक्ति हारा है जो स्वयं से हारा है, वरना वो दुनिया से हार कर भी सिकंदर बन गया है। और ऐसे कई उदाहरण हमारे सामने हैं। मैं अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी के शासन काल की बात करूं तो उन्होंने ऐसे ऐसे कार्य किए जो अपने आप में देश के लिए एक मिसाल है। परमाणु परीक्षण में उन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ा हमारे राजस्थान में विस्फोटक का वो परमाणु शक्ति का मिसाल दी जो देश व्यवस्था के लिए बहुत कारगर सिद्ध हुई। उन्होंने कारगिल युद्ध हुआ था, तब कश्मीर में आतंकवादियों ने जब हमला किया था तब उन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ा निर्णय लिया जिसके लिए उन्हें जम्मू कश्मीर में उस पर समझौता, मुसलमानों को समझौता करना पड़ा था। सड़क मार्ग में को जोड़ने का भी उन्होंने बहुत बड़ा कार्य किया, जो दिल्ली, कलकत्ता, चेन्नई इन राजमार्गों को उन्होंने जोड़कर देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को, देश की राजनीति व्यवस्था को भी उन्होंने बहुत मजबूती दी। और उन्होंने कई हजारों लाखों लोगों को रोजगार दिया और कई ऐसे कार्य किए जो उस वक्त देश की जरूरत थी। इन्हीं से और वो भारत रत्न से भी सम्मानित हुए। उनकी ओजस्वी वाणी से पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने पहले ही प्रधानमंत्री से पहले घोषित कर दिया था कि ये भारत का भविष्य है, ये भारत के आगामी प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे। ये ऐसा तभी कह पाते हैं जब उस व्यक्ति में वो योग्यता, वो क्षमता हमें दिखती है। मैं अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी को बहुत मानती हूँ। उनकी एक रचना के चंद शब्द मैं सुनाना चाहूंगी कि आओ फिर से दिया जलाए, आओ फिर से दिया जलाए, भरी दोपहरी में अंधियारा, सूरज पर छाई से हारा, अंतरंग का देह निचोड़े, बुझी हुई बाती सुलगाए, आओ फिर से दिया लगाएं, आओ फिर से दिया लगाएं। उनकी एक एक रचना हमारे दिल को झंकोड़ देती है और हमें मैं जब बहुत कई बार हताश हो जाती हूँ तो उनकी रचनाएं पढ़ती हूँ और मुझे खुद को बहुत मोटिवेट मिलता है और मुझे खुद से भी एक संकल्प लिया हुआ है कि हम भी कुछ अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जैसा करके जाएंगे ताकि हम भी लोगों के इंस्पायर बने। इसी से प्रभावित होकर मैंने अपनी एक स्वरचित रचना आपके समक्ष पेश करना चाहूंगी कि जिंदगी को जिंदगी से जोड़ लेना सीख ले, जिंदगी को जिंदगी से जोड़ लेना सीख ले, इंसान है इंसान से प्यार करना सीख ले, इंसान है इंसान से प्यार करना सीख ले। चल रही है आंधियां, चल रही है आंधियां जमी पर द्वेष क्लेश की, मिलजुल कर आंधियों से टकराना सीख ले, इंसान है इंसान से प्यार करना सीख ले। चींटियों को देखकर आता मन में बहुत विचार, चींटियों को देखकर आता मन में बहुत विचार, क्यों ना हम इनसे एकजुट संग चलना सीख ले, इंसान है इंसान से प्यार करना सीख ले। कौन जाने किस घड़ी कब बुलावा आ जाए, मृत्यु शाश्वत सत्य है और हम सबको उस मंजिल, आखिरी मंजिल हमारी वही होगी। कौन जाने किस घड़ी कब बुलावा आ जाए, तकरारों को छोड़ जीवन में मुस्कुराना सीख ले, इंसान है इंसान से प्यार करना सीख ले। थैंक यू सो मच अलका जी, आपने मुझे यहाँ आमंत्रित किया। ये पता नहीं हिंदी लोग कितना जानते हैं, बट मैं हिंदी में ही लिखती हूँ, मेरा इंग्लिश इतना अच्छा नहीं है, तो मैं हिंदी में ही अपने विचार भाव रखे।
आपके विचार इतने बढ़िया हैं कि जो अगर नहीं भी हिंदी समझते हैं ना, उन्होंने दिल से महसूस कर लिया है, क्योंकि
थैंक यू सर।
पता चल जाता है जिस पैशन के साथ, जिस अंदाज के साथ आप बात कर रही हैं, वो मैं तो कहूंगी बेहतर नहीं, वो बेहतरीन है। आपने जो अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी की बात करी, उनकी स्ट्रगल्स की बात करी, उनके बारे में बताया, आई थिंक मुझसे ज्यादा तो हमारे डॉक्टर शशि कुमार खुश हो रहे थे, क्योंकि वो भी बहुत बड़े फैन हैं उनके, और आई थिंक मुझसे ज्यादा वो आपको कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे। सो मैं ये चाहूंगी, I would like Dr. Sasi Kumar to, sort of say something to our, voracious reader, Miss Swati Jaisalmeria, and also Dr. Sasi Kumar, say 2-3 lines about what she said for the, convenience of others, especially the ones who don't understand Hindi. So it's over to you now, Dr. Sasi Kumar.
Namaskaram. Thank you. Thank you, Sadiji, for the beautiful. I think we have to be proud of the great Prime Minister. We had great Prime Ministers, but the greatest of the great was Vajpayee. I remember when I was 9th class student, I walked 35 kilometers to listen to his speech.
Wow.
That was the inspiration when I was a young boy.
Yes.
And I happened to be part of looking at what Vajpayee ji is doing when he was Prime Minister. I was in PM's office for some time. And if anybody has not heard his poem, I think Google Vajpayee and listen to 1 or 2 poetry reading of Vajpayee ji. It's worth it because it's unimitable. The way, the pause in which he speaks, make people to think in between. Even his parliament speech were not like the normal politicians who are non-stop blah blah blah. People keep saying he sleeps in between.
बिल्कुल, अपनी ओजस्वी भाषा में वो अपनी एक ऐसी छाप छोड़ जाते थे कि सुई गिरने की आवाज आती थी जब वो सभा में बोलते थे।
बिल्कुल।
What a great voice.
Very
What a great,
nice.
And one of the most surprising thing today, every politician in the world has learned from the great Bajpayee ji is
My favorite hero.
he never, being the opposition leader also, he never spoke a single word bad about the ruling prime minister.
बिल्कुल.
No opposition leader, though it's a very bad name. I keep saying in many platforms saying, don't call somebody as opposition leader. His job is not opposing. He has to support, right? But unfortunately, the name itself is opposition leader. And when he became prime minister, there is a great fun on Bajpayee ji. The respect from the prime minister of India was so much. When he became prime minister, he was sitting in the seat of prime minister. He stood up for his first speech. He was looking at Indira Gandhi and addressed her, Bahumana Pradhana Mantri ji. He himself forgot that he is the prime minister and the other person already failed in the election. That was the respect given to the previous prime minister. Can you imagine somebody forgetting his own position as prime minister? How simple one has to be. I've seen him many times. It was a great opportunity for India to have such a great poet, great visionary. His vision for connecting rivers in India was one of the greatest vision. Probably it has not happened even today. So Swadhiji has not only brought out her the poetry about Bajpayee ji. The reason behind Swadhiji writing on Bajpayee ji is what was the first part of it. Right. So that says how strong a person is, right? Otherwise you cannot. And he was not a person who was worried about failures because he has failed many times. Once you have a failure in your own life, and he took like a shapat, like a Bhishmacharya. If you want, we want to call him as Bhishmacharya, right? Because Bhishma also lost his and he has to be a bachelor throughout life. Probably Indian Bhishmacharya award somebody has to give, it has to be given to Bajpayee ji. That's great, man. I really love him and so glad that I'm first time on this platform to listen to somebody. I don't know whether I'm here to speak to this, but I'm here to listen to somebody. And great, that's great. Really great.
Fantastic. So that was wonderful. देखा स्वाति जी आप बिल्कुल छा गए. मतलब इसमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता भाषा कोई भी हो, बस विचार है जो सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है और वो आपने बहुत ही खूबसूरती से पेश करे. And yes, I definitely agree with what Dr. Sasi Kumar also said and Professor also said, Amrita also said, and our Queen said. All of them had one thing in common, and that was that, failures actually are there to teach us lessons of life. And those lessons of life will be there with us to stay. And what we learn from them will actually polish us and make us a strong personality. And the one who's not scared of failures and the one who's not scared to step out of comfort zones, people are intimidated by those people. वो लोग उन्हें अच्छे नहीं लगते हैं जो different चीजें करते हैं. उनको ये लगता है ये पागल हो गए हैं क्या? I mean, have they gone bonkers? Because they are doing something. I mean, they have everything in one place. Why do they have to step out of their comfort zone and do something else? लेकिन जिस इंसान ने वो हीरा है ना, जैसे हीरे को तराशते हैं, जैसे पत्थर ही होता है, उसको उस पे चोट लगती है तब वो तराशा जाता है. उसी तरह से इंसान है. फेलियर्स जितनी ज्यादा फेलियर्स हो उसके बाद जो सक्सेस मिलती है, द कामयाबी दैट कम्स आफ्टर दैट, द सक्सेस दैट कम्स आफ्टर दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच इज बियॉन्ड इमेजिनेशन. तो आपका बहुत ही अच्छा लगा एंड आई एम सो ग्लैड कि आप आए और हर महीने हमारी यहाँ पे शेयरिंग होगी और हर महीने आप डेफिनेटली शेयर करिए. अब भाषा में शेयर करिए, हमें अच्छा लगेगा. हमारा मतलब है कि आप आए और शेयर करें, ये बहुत जरूरी है. तो हम सब हैं, हम सब बुक्स के शौकीन हैं.
By the way, Alka ji, when I was in Delhi, one newspaper writer. He was not a great journalist. Maybe he used to write some articles in newspaper and all that. He stayed with me as a writer for me. He used to listen to my lectures and write in Malayalam. My lectures he was written into articles. And he translated all the poetries of Bajpayee into Malayalam.
Oh.
So probably I had the fortune of staying with some poet. Probably I can call him as a poet because he translated. He was so good in Hindi and in Malayalam. He translated almost all the poetries of Bajpayee, and he used to sing in both Malayalam and Hindi and tell me this is how he is. So I had the fortune of staying with him.
Sorry.
And incidentally, this day in 2016, he was there with me. And today's Facebook, I posted Narendra's singing of Ramayana in Malayalam as a memory of him. He is no more. I posted today that poetry on my Facebook page.
Oh. Sorry, Prof, for interrupting. What do you call, Swati was describing who? Which Prime Minister? Is it after Indira Gandhi?
Yeah, after Indira Gandhi, Bajpayee. He had 3 terms.
Oh, okay, I thought
the first term was 13 days.
Okay.
He was voted out on non-confidence motion.
So he's the guy who actually, he's a prime minister, and he called Indira the prime minister. Yeah, I was just following you.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent, Swati, excellent. Yeah, but I know, but I like to hear. The minute I hear someone speaks in Hindi, I know that's Hindi. I wish I could understand.
But you should listen to his English speeches.
Oh, okay.
Outside India also. Outside India when he spoke.
Okay.
He speaks so much great about India, though he was not ruling the country.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
He says, no, today's problem is the politicians will find fault with the ruling party. But he never did it when he went out of India.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
In fact,
wonderful. Dorota, my dear, can you please invite?
Yes, I would like to invite right now the next person to this show. And is it Amrita? Yes, Yogani?
No, it's Mehreen, Dr. Professor Mehreen.
So please.
There she is.
I cannot see her.
Oh, there she is.
Yes, hello, good evening to you, and welcome to the show about reading about timeless books. And now I am giving the voice to you. Can you hear us properly?
I can hear you, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, so you can start.
Well, first, let me greet everybody in the universal greeting of peace and blessings. And wow, Dr. Alka, I love it. I love it. I must tender my apologies for being late. I must also let you all know that here we are again after 5 weeks of just about recovering, experiencing another mass of torrential rain and flooding. So network is such an issue. So I do apologize. I kept coming in and then having to swap out and go back again. So I think by God's grace, there's some message I need to give out and get from this program, which is why I'm still on and it hasn't kicked me out yet. So by God's grace, so thank you again. And so the book I am talking about, oh, and by the way, I loved what was just said. I do understand Hindi, which is my bonus. I can't speak it, but I understand it. And I have to say, I love the message that was just given in the Hindi, but I also loved her poems about how she gave it. It was so beautiful. So I must commend the sis for that. And I haven't listened too much prior, but I must just comment back quickly. So my book I am talking about today is one of my favorites, and I have tons. And this one is The Alchemist, and it's by Paula Cole. And I just want to read quickly what is at the back of the book itself. So it's not my words, okay? It is at the back, and it says, dreams are made to be followed. Life is meant to be lived. Some books are to be loved and passed on. The Alchemist is one of those books. And just those lines alone kind of summarize a lot. Dreams are made to be followed and life is meant to be lived. The Alchemist is all about just that. This little boy who is a shepherd, who's trying to find his treasure, trying to find, he is dreaming of push forth for his dreams. Before I just go to my summary, I want to read a quick portion from this book, and it's on page 151, where it reads, "Boy rode along through the desert for several hours, listening avidly to what his heart had to say. It was his heart that would tell him where his treasure was hidden. Where your treasure is, there also will be your heart," the alchemist had told him. But his heart was speaking of other things. With pride, it told the story of a shepherd who had left his flock to follow a dream he had on 2 different occasions. It told of destiny and of the many men who had wandered in search of distant lands or beautiful women, confronting the people of their times with their preconceived notions. It spoke of journeys, discoveries, books, and change. As he was about to climb yet another dune, his heart whispered, "Be aware of the place where you are brought to tears. That's where I am, and that's where your treasure is." And I'll pause there and I select that purely because in just that little portion, this is a simple little boy who is a shepherd and had this dream on 2 occasions that he needed to follow to find a treasure. As much as we might look at it literally in what I've just quoted, but figuratively, what is the teaching? Have we ever really, we go through so much, do we ever really take time to listen to our heart, to listen to that? Even sometimes in silence, there are lessons. This boy had to continuously learn, and he eventually left his flock, and he set out to find this treasure that was told he needs to go in search of. Find the 3 pyramids in Egypt, go up these different dunes that you need to, and keep following. And the book is all about his journey. The book is all about his journey, his obstacles, how he got through it, how he just found happiness and all of a sudden felt used by somebody. And then he had to pick himself up, and all these life lessons, nobody was there to teach him other than his heart and the language of it. And in so keeping with what was just said now by Dr. Alka about failure in life is actually success. It's you keeping on going that actually makes you reach the point where you find the treasure. And what ultimately is the treasure? The treasure is you. The treasure of you within you is what you are actually searching for. So as much as this book is about the shepherd who leaves everything to find his treasure, he's actually leaving to find and develop him as a self. And that is just so beautiful for me, because every person is a legend. And that's what this book is teaching. This book is teaching that the shepherd is in search of how he himself is a legend. So you are actually trying to build your legacy, and you are trying to grow into finding your purpose, finding you in the legend, leaving your legacy that you wish to leave, but finding your treasure in the whole process. Remember, the purpose of your dream, what is it? You need to follow the dream. You need to follow your heart's desires. Listen to yourself. Listen to your gut instinct. Follow through. Don't be undermined simply because people around you might undermine you. Because he was a simple shepherd who came from a specific point and he had this huge dream, he was undermined continuously. But the one thing he learned, very hard ways, but he learned, was that he's not going to be stopped by outside. He will push himself forth to find it, and he will find his treasure. So his drive for his journey of his life was from within. His drive and lessons were from his heart, listening to what the world and universe was giving him as messages. And in closing, I want to just read another quote from the book itself. It's where he goes to see a young woman to actually just interpret something about his dream, because he was continuously not failing. He was continuously not getting to a point he wanted to reach. And so he wanted this woman to interpret his dream. And her words are so profound, where she says to him, "You came so that you could learn about your dreams," said the old woman. "Remember that dreams are the language of God. When he speaks in our language, I can interpret what he is saying. But if he is speaking in the language of the soul, then only you will be able to understand. And that for me is so profound, because if each one of us remembers how authentic we are within our being, how worthy we are just being who we are, then we will be able to listen attentively to when our Creator is speaking to us, no matter what your faith may be. And that will be your guide. Your guide is you, because you are light. So ultimately, this book for me brings so much. There's so much I could go on and on about. But this, it's just beautiful to teach that you have the drive within you to reach, to find your treasure. Do not look for outside validation in it, and do not look for outside okay to do it, because the okay is from you. As long as it is your journey, it is your dream, it is your purpose, and it is your heart's desire, go for it and you will get there. And as for failures, which we just spoke about, I have fallen. I have failed. I have had to fall. And I've had to fall because otherwise I wouldn't be me today. So every time we have a hiccup, every time there is an obstacle, it is just a matter of growth. And that is why one of the things I love to teach people is adversity is equal to opportunity. When we look at everything that is an obstacle and an adverse situation or adversity you are feeling, and if you consider and perceive it to be, wait, there is an opportunity here, what am I missing? That will be your learning and your lesson. So adversity equals to opportunity, and that the alchemist actually just teaches us. So remember, dreams are made to be followed as life is meant to be lived. It is your life, your journey, so live it. Thank you so much again, Dr. Alka. This is such a beautiful platform. I will learn, and I know we will all learn from each other. Thank you.
Thank you too for your very nice presentation. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I would like to thank you for your deep presentation of Paulo Coelho. He is also my favorite author, not only alchemist, but many more. So I love his philosophy, his timeless books, and timeless, let's say, thoughts. And Paulo Coelho is also in our school curriculum as a must book to read. So thank you again for your choice. I love it. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Please invite Dr. Sasi Kumar now.
All right.
Facebook. Yes.
I am totally confused.
I know. I was seeing you pick out books. I was seeing you change them. Keep one, put another, write something. But it's
see, that is because I get quotations of Paulo Coelho, sometimes quotations of Abdul Kalam.
Yeah.
When people send in WhatsApp, immediately I get confused. Because
I cannot say this.
I believe Paulo Coelho took birth in this century. And we had Swami Vivekananda who took birth in 1800 beginning.
Well, I just want to interrupt you, Alka. I cannot see this person. Where is she? Because right now there are 6 people with me, 7. So I cannot see her on the meeting.
See who?
Yeah, this person who might be talking right now.
It's Dr. Sasi Kumar.
I'm Dr. TPS from Hyderabad.
Dr. TPS.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, now I can see her.
Yeah.
First.
Him.
All
yes,
right.
yes.
All right. Sorry. So please welcome to our show and present your book right now.
So I was just searching quotations from Vivekananda. I will just read for you. Make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscle, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. Now you tell me whether Swami Vivekananda was alive in this world prior to Paulo Coelho. And unfortunately, I did not want to read any book because by the time I opened, I related that to somebody Swami Vivekananda spoke. and I couldn't see a single new idea. I have gone through this left, right, and then seen. So I request all the people who are the so-called LKG students, go to the PG level, read Swami Vivekananda. See, the problem in this world, not even Paulo Coelho, I'll tell you, when Abdul Kalam's quotation comes, immediately there are television shows, radio programs in which Abdul Kalam's quotation is given. Immediately I talk to the people and then say, no, this is not from Abdul Kalam, don't misquote. It's not that I don't love him. I love Abdul Kalam. I also love Swami Vivekananda. This is one of our biggest problems. We don't go to the roots. Again, Ikigai, which is most favorite of Amrita. I used to give teachers training program. I have taught more than 1 million teachers in this world. When I speak to them, be active, don't retire. Teachers never retire, right? Take it very slow. Don't become fast to finish your syllabus. Take it very slow. Same what that is told. So I was looking at, Alka was right. I was looking at the slokas which I compiled and made a book called the Nitya Sloka. For young children to read, I have a book called the Nitya Sloka. This is my compilation, in which the Shanti mantra is there. You know what is Shanti means? Peace. The Shanti mantra, if you read, Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahay, Tejasvina Vadhitamastu, Ma Vidyusha Vahay. Is there anything better than Ikigai in this or not? So we don't read our own mother tongue literature. We are always behind other tongue, right? Download this book. It's fully available on internet, free. All my books are free, available on internet. Not this. Take one sloka, type one first sentence and type Dr. TPS. You will see explanations of each of these sloka, philosophical, scientific, and all that. If you miss it, send it to me on WhatsApp. I'll send you the link. It's all there in the blog. There are 90 blogs in which I have interpreted many of these slokas and written. Rare slokas, Dr. TPS. That is the blog name. Rare slokas, because most of them are not rare. Okay, it's all not seen by many people. That's it. The other day we had a dialogue with Alka. She asked me, what is that one sloka which I can give? For want of time, and we suspended it. If this is one of the best book in the world, most translated, most sold, most book, Bhagavad Gita, and very hard for people to understand. No, it's not at all hard. I've got another book which is called Life Made Simple. This is my book, which is a discussion between me and my students. I have more than 1 million students. When Orkut started, I started my social media activity. Almost 15 years back. Orkut is closed. But all the dialogues I dumped into a book. The first person probably would have written a book over discussions on Orkut. That's me. In which I said Bhagavad Gita is one question and one answer. You can read that. But then after that, I taught Bhagavad Gita 3 times. One in US, one on online, and one on only crisp, very simple Bhagavad Gita slokas. Tidbits of Bhagavad Gita, important slokas by chapter wise, and sloka by sloka Bhagavad Gita. You can listen interpretations of Bhagavad Gita entirely different style. So if you want, somebody ask what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. I told the other day also when Alka was discussing, second chapter, 11th sloka. Ashochyananya shochastam. Ashochyananya shochastam. Don't be sad. So what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? Don't be sad. Does it not mean your Ikagai gives smile always? Does it not mean that be active in this world? Because that is what Krishna told Arjuna. Be active. Start fighting. Be in your job. Ashochyananya shochastam pratna vatam bhashasa. Gadasuna gadasumscha nanu shochanti pandita. Nanu shochanti pandidaha. Knowledgeable people will never be sad. So it says you have to be knowledgeable. So the first sloka says be knowledgeable, and he gives 18 chapters of lecture. End 18th chapter 66th sloka, he again says don't be sad. So the essence of knowledge is to become happy always, smiling. That is what the essence of whole platform what you are hosting, right? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva pabebhyo mokshayishyami mashucha. I will give you salvation and happiness, not after death. While you are living in this world, you can be happy, and that is your moksha. Moksha is salvation. Salvation is not after death. So I only reflect what others are, because that is what you wanted me to do. And then our brother from name, again he changed his name, so I was writing it here. Caroline. And he mentioned two animals.
Professor Heruddin.
Yeah, Heruddin. So in my life made simple, this is not a book to be read continuously. You can open any page and read it. So there is a 2.2 section. In the 2.2 section, I talk about 3 animal characters. Each one of you can think what you are, basically. Each one of you can think, each one of us can think. Humans are 3 types. Ignorant, then you are a cat. Are you ignorant? Then you are a cat. You are vigilant, then you are a dog. Are you cunning? Then you are a fox. So there are only 3 characters in this world. That's what I have written. All such types are around you. Look at them, and then you can deal with them as you deal with these animals. So in your office, look at the people and see who is a dog, who is a cat, who is a fox, right? So this is what I wrote as
I'm beginning to feel foxy now, Dr. Kumar. I think most of the time I'm behaving like a kitten, but at other times, what's the other one? Cat, and then the other one, dog.
What fox does is, if you hide it, it will come and catch it. Dog, you throw it, then only it will catch. If you keep it there, it will not catch.
You know what, Dr. Kumar, you have inspired me to start reading. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I will start to go deeper into Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. I know all those.
That was the purpose of the platform. We did, did it.
Yeah, I know about it. You know, the Bhagavad Gita, you know, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata. Yeah, and a lot of, you look at Indonesia, a lot of their culture, a lot of the beliefs have been influenced by the ancient civilization that came and brought all that there. Am I right, Dr. Kumar? So, okay, it would be good to have a look. Because what happened now, something recently has taken place. In Bali, they have built the biggest, what they call, on top of the mountain. I can't remember which god was it. Which Vishnu or what? What this the what they call, eagle? I'm not sure. Some of the gods that you mentioned.
Yes.
That is Jatayu.
What is it?
And in Kerala, we have a place called Thiruvananthapuram. Near that, there is a big rock which is called Jadayu Rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a 3-storied building which has got theaters inside. It's a huge one built by somebody. And when I wrote this into Orkut, immediately when I was in Delhi, and Surya mentioned, but how does one get to know of the human being he is dealing with? Or of which animal does the characters represent? If suppose a friend you spend 4 hours, how do you understand whether it's an ignorant cat or so and so? So I gave an example. I gave an example. Easy way to learn character is through examples. For example, feeding and eating habits of animals. For a cat, you need to drag and keep the cat close to the milk, then only it will drink.
Yes.
For a dog, you throw and give, it will catch.
I think you can, yes, I just interrupt you for a moment because you talk really sense and I like your conversation. I've got the idea. So what about having some nice chat longer after presentation of a book? You present your ideas and we have some conversation about this because you talk about some animals. I can question some of them. As an owner of the cat, I don't think cats are not thinking animals. So then I would argue with you a little bit.
Dorota, I think interesting thing today is so we are beginning to see 5 animals. I introduced 2, which is the cow and the duck. And Dr. Kumar has introduced 3 more.
I think I add more, and I can tell you one more thing, man, because I learned a little bit about India, and I know one is Kerala, and I know who was born in Kerala. There was born your finest author, Arundhati Roy, and she's really good writer. I love her books.
Let me give you 2 more lines.
So I would like to tell you that you will be good leader of a conversation after the show, because I think the conversation takes hours. You won't let us sleep, I guess.
2 more lines. So Surya comes back and says, my mother is a dog and the father is a fox. And I said, how a dog and a fox can create, and what are you? How can you be other than this cat and dog? No. So this is what is Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic nature, which is explained in the Vedic description. So we have characters which are Rajasic, Sattvic, and Tamasic. Those idle people who don't move. There are people like the Kigli nature who want to drag things under their control. And there are Sattvic people who always do goody. Alka does this every time. Though the lecture is bad, she has to say wonderful, very good, marvelous.
No, I call a spade. That is my problem. I call a spade. I'm a typical Akuya. I do that.
So you are a Rajasic.
I'm like you, Alka.
Thank you.
I won't
hesitate.
Dr. Alka, I'm like you. I will not hesitate to call a spade a spade.
Yes, and that's why, many times people misunderstand.
Yeah.
Like they say, I mean, if you really, this is the way I am, take me, leave me, but this is the way I am. And one learns, one learns who your true friends are, with whom your wavelengths match.
Right.
Because you see, you learn from every religion in the world, every culture in the world, every book, different folk tales from different countries.
Absolutely.
But I feel that deep down, they all talk about 2-3 important things. One is about, love, that love empowers, that peace, humanity, that we're all brothers and sisters. Deep down, we may come from different parts of the world, but deep down, we all feel the same kind of emotions. We have the same kind of feelings. And now that we're actually interacting with our friends from different parts of the globe, I really feel that we all experience the same kind of feelings, the same kind of traumas, the same kind of anxieties. Again, it's up to us. Whether we consider it, the way we react to situations, it is all on us. So this is something which our Dr. Sasi Kumar also says, that, there's no problem actually. It's all in the mind. So nothing in this world is good or bad. Thinking makes it so. This is what Shakespeare said. Of course, Dr. Sasi Kumar will have a counterpart for it.
Absolutely.
Just came to my mind. It just came to my mind. But yes, I think we had some wonderful sharing over here. Dorota, perhaps you would like to share something.
Yes, I've been waiting for my turn because this man stole the show. Man, you're interesting, inspiring, but you stole the show. So now I'm going to surprise you because I've got timeless book, which we are also learn at school and read at school. This is The Little Prince. written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And probably you have read this book in school, maybe not. This is the book about a little fellow who's coming along on the planet Earth. This is little Prince as a child. And this is innocent, beautiful boy having conversation with an adult person, analyzing the world, surprised by some things adult people do in the world, that they don't think about life. They think about some business, about earning, living some outer life. And he keeps asking questions about simple things. And the more he learns about the world, the more surprised he is, the more surprised he becomes. Because somehow people forgot about the most important things in life, like love, like understanding others, like learning, developing, and probably this is very upsetting for us adults. Why this book is also very important to me? Because it starts with very nice pictures. I will show you those pictures. Have a look at this hut. Yes, probably you may know it. And when the first glimpse, it is that you can see the hat, but in children's eyes, it can be an elephant trapped in the hat. So our perception of the world might be like this, that we sometimes see something through our eyes, whereas the other person can see something different, completely different. The point is that we need to learn to understand. We need to learn to develop our knowledge about outer world. And well, this is the most important. Nothing else is more than important than learning, developing, and involving all our skills and this process of learning. So that I want to tell you. I'm not going to read any extras on this book because it would be kind of, not right, not proper if you have read this book before. But anyway, I think it is a must to everyone to start his journey with reading. So this is from my side. And I would like to thank you all for the meeting because I must hang up right now. Yes, ma'am.
No,
I think we have real picture conversation.
No, you know what? We're going to be sharing our reading, whatever we read during the month, we'll share every month one day. So maybe we'll keep it more towards a weekend, which is a Friday. Saturday,
I've got more books to present. This is just the
so
one I
maybe
wanted to start with.
Next month in the third week, we will meet again on a Friday and we will discuss one book each that we have read. So I think it's one way of, expanding and keeping our gray cells activated all the time. Because, if we keep them on action mode all the time, then when we're talking about all these sustainable development skills and everything, I think that's one way of keeping them alive and kicking. And yes, someone was talking about Alchemist. I think, there was a line over there that says that, when you really want something badly, the universe conspires to give it to you. And I really want the universe to give us this opportunity every month that we all meet as voracious readers and share our readings with one another and try to cross-question one another and say, oh, why did you say that? Oh, but you should have said this, because that makes it more fun. And then there won't be any goody stuff because it's going to be, see, this is the way I see it. Please understand my way of looking at it. So I guess
thank you. Yes, I would like to thank you and just thank you all of you to be there. And I would like to say goodbye because I must hang up right now. But it is really nice meeting. Probably over the weekend, the time will be better when it comes to
we'll try to do that. We'll try.
Yes. So I would like to say goodbye to everyone. It was nice to meet you today, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Dr. Kumar, Dr. Alka.
Thank you so much. If anybody wants to say something, please go ahead. The floor is yours. Amrita, you want to say something before saying bye, leaving?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It was wonderful. And thank you, sir. I totally agree to your thoughts. And yes, there are a lot of roots. But of course, we all have our own limitations. So yeah, it's all a reading portion. And yeah, thank you so much for bringing it to my attention. I'll definitely be doing it. I'm very, very, I'll say I'm still a novice in reading, even after so many.
Amrita is from Karnataka?
Yeah, from Bangalore.
Yeah, I studied in Bangalore. I did my PhD from Bangalore University.
Wow. Right. So thank you. It was
All right.
lovely. And thank you,
Thank
Alka
you.
ma'am, for having us here.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank
It
you.
was
Bye.
wonderful connecting. Thank you so much, Professor and Dr. Sasikumar. You have to be with us every time.
Thank you, Alka, for this.
Our shows are not, those kinds where just someone comes and speaks.
I know.
Because we need to interact. We need to feel more human. I know we're all virtual. We're on virtual, but honestly speaking, we need to be more
Interactive, yeah.
my thinking and my take may be a little different from others. My platform is different because I don't believe in a very structured kind of a thing.
Yes, yes.
That everyone should come over here and express themselves freely because
We have to reflect.
that freedom. Yeah. And we're all living in a free country, all of us. So yeah, why not? And we should make our voices heard because I always
Sir,
feel
Professor, make one
not an echo.
Bhagavad Gita learning session in your university will come.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We'll try to do something.
I have gone up to Fiji to teach Ramayana.
I know, Professor.
Hats off. You thought Ramayana in Fiji?
Fiji. Longest journey to
Hats off to you. We will go to Malaysia one day. I think all of us, sir,
we'll all meet in
has
Malaysia
been
for learning.
inviting us to Malaysia. So I think we will maybe as the year progresses, try to do something and definitely make it. So thank you so much, everyone. Voracious readers, keep going. Stay happy, stay blessed, stay safe, and yes, stay rocking. And let's not be so,
rigid.
Rules all the time. Let's be ourselves. Let's be ourselves.
No, let's revisit the 5 animals: cow, what do you call duck, fox, cat, and what's the other one? A dog.
Exactly.
I only said the cat, fox, and dog.
And you said 2.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right.
Once again, thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.